The other day I made a video on the 5 features I want to see return in the rumored Batman Arkham Legacy game, so I thought today would be fitting to make a video talking about the 5 features from previous Arkham games that I do not want to see return. So, with this very short intro, let's just jump right into it. I'm sorry, I like Philip DeFranco. Number 5, Enigma Data Packs. Look, if Arkham Legacy does turn out to be a real thing, it is almost certain we will see the likes of Edward Nygma and his infamous trophies. There are rumors, though, that Arkham Legacy will be a sequel to Arkham Origins, and that wouldn't be too surprising. And so if that happens to be true, I do not want stupid Enigma that's Enigma data packs. Yeah, that's what they're called. I don't want freaking extortion file data packs. Sure, the extortion files got you the bios and the tapes, but really, nobody actually cared. I'm sorry, WB Montreal, but nobody really cared about them. Also, nobody cares about the anarchy tags, so don't do those because they are like the riddles, but worst. Riddler is practically inevitable for another Arkham game, so I really hope that we get to collect actual Riddler trophies instead of just these stupid data packs, which sometimes did not even have a puzzle to them. Sometimes they just were randomly lying on the roof. So hopefully we get something better in the next game. Number 4, a tank. I talked about how I did want the Batmobile to return in Arkham Legacy in my last video, but also I don't want it to be a tank. Sure, in Arkham Knight the tank was kind of fun, but way overused. Bosses like Deathstroke were pitiful with their stupid tank battles, and were overall just not fun. I want the Batmobile just for getting around Gotham, and maybe you can use it for some puzzles for Riddler trophies here and there. The Batmobile deserves to be in the next Arkham game, but it does not deserve to be subjected to a tank. Number 3, useless side quests. In Arkham Origins, there were 2 whole side quests that were completely pointless. You'd examine the crime scene, Alfred would find a suspect, you would interrogate the suspect, and you were done. The murders they were just random street criminals too. They gave them random names, but they had nothing to do with the Batman universe. They weren't actual villains. These side quests were pointless and a waste of time, and I did not enjoy replaying them getting this footage for you. Crime scene investigations. Look, crime scenes are a fine feature. They shouldn't be completely removed, honestly, but in Batman Arkham Origins, they are jam-packed. And there's way too many in that game. It's not even funny. I mean, we still do need to keep the crime scenes because being a detective is a whole, that's whole Batman aspect. But I do not want them to make so many of these crime scenes. They took up like the entire game in Arkham Origins, and they should really cut back on it. Number 1, and I hate to say this, but the Joker. The Joker is one of Batman's greatest villains, and personally my favorite villain. But he is in every Arkham game. In Asylum, he's good. In City, he's great. And his death is genuinely emotional. It's actually one of my favorite scenes where he says, where Batman says, what's funny? I would have saved you. And then Joker dies laughing and he says, that is pretty funny. That is one of my favorite, actually that probably is my favorite scene in all of Batman Arkham. Heck, even in Night, I know Joker's inclusion is heavily criticized, but I really liked him in that, because it was this whole thing of he was psychologically tormenting Batman, and I really like those kinds of villains, psychological villains. And then even in Origins, he's kind of perfect because you get to learn This is how the whole trilogy started. This is why the Joker is how he is. He was great in all the games he was in, but I think it's time that we show some spotlight to some other villains. The only bad thing about him in Origins, though, was the Black Mask fake out. Heck, if we're getting an Origins sequel, I would actually like to see Black Mask as the main villain. Or you could do someone else, like Deathstroke. Or, heck, you could have kind of a team, kind of what you did with the Assassins in Origins, with a bunch of ridiculous characters. You could have, like, Killer Moth, the Ventriloquist, or the, you know, a lot of the dorkier ones, Kite Man. But please, no more Joker. Maybe have some challenge maps where you can play as the Joker, or have, like, a mission where you meet him. Maybe he helps you do something. But please, do not have the Joker as the main villain again. I hope you enjoyed the video. What don't you want to see from a new Arkham game? What do you want to see from a new Arkham game? Or do you even want to see a new one at all? I'll be back with a new Arkham video soon, but remember, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Well, I have this whole outro thing where I say a quote from some Batman comic or movie, but I have an idea for an intro. Look who's laughing now, Clods. Or maybe something more like, hello, Clods, look who's laughing now. I'm not sure. You'll find out in the next video.